Hey everybody, I was about to make lunch right now and I thought to myself, what a great time to make a video and explain what I'm eating because it's so fast, it's so simple, but I think it's delicious and nutritious and worth mentioning. I think beef gets a bad rap in general. I think people think beef's bad for you, beef's loaded with cholesterol, loaded with saturated fat, it's unhealthy, it causes ailments. Maybe true to some extent, but I think overall, if we look, most modern societies have eaten meat in the past. If you don't eat meat, then no big deal, but if you do, I think you should consider grass-fed beef. And here's why I say this. In front of me here I have sirloin. This is grass-fed organic sirloin. Why do I think this is better than grain-fed beef? Well, basically they've done studies. 4 ounces of grass-fed sirloin beef has about 5 grams of fat, 25 grams of protein, and it's pretty much loaded with vitamins, with iron, with different things your body needs, including B vitamins. So it's very easy to prepare, and this is a very, very simple recipe. Here's how I'm going to make it. I'm going to use a George Foreman grill to make this. The reason why I like this George Foreman grill is because the trays actually come out to clean. A lot of these I know you have to actually wipe them out, but you can actually wash this afterwards, which I like it. If you don't have a George Foreman grill, another way I make this is I would sear it in a pan until it's brown, and then I can put it in a 350 oven for about 10 minutes or 12 minutes to cook. Very simple to season. Look at the meat, beautiful. Just came back from the butcher's and got this. I have salt and pepper. That's pretty much all I'm going to put on it pre-hand. Take a look, there's a little bit of fat you might want to trim off here. I'm actually not going to trim that fat off of there. I think it's a minimal amount. And the reason why I think I like the fat on here is that they're showing that on the grill so you can kind of see how it looks. I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes. But what they're showing now is that the grass-fed beef actually has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids in it. As the cows or the cattle are actually grazing in the field, they're eating grass, they're eating things that are naturally in the pasture. Those things already have natural omega-3 fatty acids in there. As they eat that, that becomes part of them. So unlike the grain-fed or the corn-fed beef, that is full of omega-6 fatty acids, not to mention pesticides if it's not organic. So that meat that you're ingesting is actually causing inflammation when it comes in the system, number one. Number two, they're showing that those cattle are actually fatter because, first of all, they don't move around. Second of all, it's not natural in their diet to be eating grain and corn. It's not what they would naturally find out in the open pastures. So the omega-3s that actually come from that actually come into the fat of the meat you're eating. So why is that better for you? Omega-3 fatty acids, of course, is an essential fat that's good for you. Number two, they're finding something in there called conjugated lactic acid, short CLA. What does CLA do? There's actually been studies that CLA helps the body to release its own fat to make you leaner. Now, there's actually supplements out there called CLA that were taken for a while there. Kind of fell off the market somewhat, but I think overall, CLAs, the omega-3s, the fact that it's loaded with protein, B vitamins, iron, and other good things in it, I think is a good choice to actually eat some beef once in a while. I think it actually can be good for you. So I'm going to let this cook. I'm going to plate up everything and show you how this meal looks when it's done. See you in a minute. Alright guys, it's been about 5 minutes. I think my steak is done. Let's take a look at the final product. Bam, there you go. Just going to use my fingers. I know it's hot. So there's probably about 4 servings here. I'm going to cook it and actually eat some of this later. Plug my George Foreman grill real quick. Alright, so what I'm going to eat with this is Yukon Gold potatoes. And I actually cook these in the microwave, just to make it quick and simple. If you haven't cooked a potato in the microwave, it's the easiest way of making it. I'm sure most people have, but in case you haven't. You basically poke some holes in the potato, put it in the microwave. What I like to do is put a piece of paper towel on top of it, make sure the paper towel is wet, and cover the potatoes so they steam within. So here's my Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm going to serve it up with probably 2 potatoes. Cut those in half to start getting them to, those look good, eh? And I'm going to add my steak. Now usually what I would typically do is let the steak rest a little while so the meat can undo itself, but here's the middle. Take a look at that. That looks amazing, eh? So I got that. Basically cut it up in pieces here. Go ahead and plate that up. Oops. Fresh plate right so things look better. So you got your steak, got your potato. I don't think that's 4 ounces. I think 4 ounces would be about, I'm just going to assume about that much of that. Got my potatoes here. And now what I'm going to eat with this is baby kale, tender baby kale greens. Loaded with vitamin A, loaded with vitamin C. Very, very nutritious. Usually I'd put some dressing on it. I think today I'm not. I think I'm just going to eat it plain along with here. And this tastes so good together. I don't think it really even needs any other condiments. You could put some organic ketchup on it that I like to use, like this Trader Joe's version that I like to add. I don't think it really needs it. But this is pretty much the meal. This took me about 15 minutes to make. Overall, it's about 30 grams of protein, about 70 grams of carbohydrates. There's about 4 or 5 grams of fiber to boot as well as loaded with vitamin A, vitamin C, a bunch of essential fatty acids. Overall, guys, here's a delicious, nutritious meal. It takes about 15 minutes to make, and bam, you're getting all your macronutrients in one meal. I should try it and tell you how it tastes. That's really tender and delicious. You guys, you gotta try this meal. It's really, really good. Until next time, enjoy.